Hello my friends, this is a short tutorial on how to rename your footage, your camera footage using a quick action on the Mac. And this is very helpful and important because when you have footage coming in like that, it tells you that it's a DJI and that's a serial number, but you don't know where this is from, when it was shot or anything. Okay, you know that it's shot there, but when you bring this into your edit program, you're not going to necessarily have reliable information because actually that's not when it was shot. That's when it was transferred to this computer. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to have a system to rename our footage in a way that will be more informative. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that now. So I'm going to send you, if you're working with me, otherwise you've got to find yourself your own, a quick action automator action here. Okay, so when I double click on this, it allows me to install it, and I can have it installed there on the system. So now that's installed. So now when I go to quick actions there with a right click on the folder, okay, then I find footage rename Zim25. That's my action, okay? And now when I run that, it renames this footage. But how has it done that? What's going on in the background? And what do I need to do to modify that? So I need to go into open an existing document. Okay, open recent footage rename. This is actually how we should do this. This opens it up here, and this is the control system, okay, of this action. Okay, what it's doing is replacing the P116 with the name of the camera, and it's putting in front of that name is putting this information here. And we have to modify this every time according to what the footage actually is. So we've got Zimbabwe 25, ZI25. Then we've got BGA for Binga. Well, this could also be HRE for Harare. We've got ITV for an interview. It could also be B-roll. Okay, and then we've got the date there. The 10th that's October. The 27th of October. Well, it could be the 29th of October, for example. And so now when we have that, I've made those changes and I go save, and now I go back to my folder there and I go quick actions, footage rename Zimbabwe, and now we get those changes made. Okay, so it's put in the name of the camera, it's put in that it's B-roll Harare, and we've got the date of that footage. So that's the way that you can use the Automator. So every time you go to your next folder, so let's say DJI here, well, I've already messed that stuff up, so let's just put it back to where it was, which was like that. I'm going to just quickly put this back. This is our drone footage. Okay, so we could just leave it as DJI if the DJI is that if we only ever get drone footage on the DJI. What we could also though do is go to the Automator and say, okay, I'm going to replace DJI with drone, because I might also use the DJI as a backup camera in an interview situation. So we might call this one DJI drone and the other one just leave it as DJI. Then that would mean in the edit we can look for DRN and we'll find all our drone footage. Okay, so Zimbabwe, this is Binga, the drone footage there, and it's counts as B-roll in that sense, and it was shot on the in October, let's say the 15th. Okay, so now I'm going to save that. I go back here, and I'm now going to run that quick action here on that folder. And there we have now that change. Oh, we've made a mistake. We've put in two dashes because there was already one there. So what we could always do is use the rename function here and replace a double dash with a single dash and rename that like that. Now we have the kind of footage that is going to be very easy to work with in the edit. Okay, so let's just summarize that once again. We started off with a Automator action that was sent to you or that you create. We could actually create a new one to show you that from scratch. New, quick action, choose. First step of the quick action is to rename finder. Wait, we've got to get the finder items. get the contents of a folder. You know what, I'm going to stop here. This is too complicated. What we're going to do is we're just going to open up this one again, and it keeps opening on my second screen. That's why. So we're going to get the folder contents. We're going to rename, replace text in the name, and then we're going to put in the suffix. That's the process. And after we've set this detail according to what we need, we go save, Command S, save. I didn't think you saw that step because I just did it with the key command. So we're going to save that, and then we can call that up with a right click on the folder and run the quick action for renaming. Okay.